Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jhilam Chattaraj, Assistant Professor, Department of English, RBVRR Women's College, Hyderabad. Our module today is on consumer culture. It is in the paper Cultural Studies. The objectives of this lesson is to understand the term consumer culture and study its positive and negative impact on contemporary culture. Let us begin first with the definition of consumer culture. Consumer culture is a way of life where buying and selling of goods and services attain prime importance. A consumer is a person who consumes or uses the product. It is a phenomenon of modern society and it has been proposed by capitalist economies to increase the sale of their products and services. Consumer culture is related to the purchase of products according to the consumer's self-identity, satisfaction, and happiness. Marketers often capitalize on consumer culture by emphasizing the way a particular good will alter someone's life. For example, when you see the advertisement of a cell phone, or say a man who is in his office and who is very disturbed because his work is not getting done and he buys a cell phone online. The way the advertisement is made, it shows as if the cell phone is going to change the man's life. It is going to get him a better lifestyle. His wife will be happy with him, his friends will be jealous of him, and he will be doing his work faster, he will get a promotion. So what you can understand that companies are not selling a product, they are selling a culture that if you buy this cell phone, your life is going to change. Therefore, the consumer is not going to think that, all right, I'm just buying a cell phone. He is going to think before buying it, will this cell phone enhance my identity? Will it increase my status? Will I be perceived as a more successful human being? So all of these ideas, which are very subjective and which occurs in the consumer's mind, together forms the consumer culture. The history of consumer culture says that it started in Europe and America in the form of weekly market and seasonal fairs and further developed into shops. In the 19th century, after the Industrial Revolution, consumer culture started to grow as a real need of the society. Consumer culture grew in the form of mass production, of standardizing goods and transformation of cities through urbanization. Hosea Wedgwood was one of the pioneers who studied the details of consumer culture. He was the first to recognize that if the rich and the elite could be induced to adopt certain fashions, the others would soon follow. So I hope it is clear to you that consumer culture begins as a need of the individual and then it transforms into the need of the society. And actually, it does not begin as a need, it begins as a luxury. And then it makes you so addicted to all the goods and services that it produces that it turns into a need. We shall now study about the three characteristics of consumer culture. The first perspective of consumer culture is the expansion of the capitalist commodity productions. You must know that commodity, product, these are the two key words of consumer culture. Everything, living or non-living, is perceived as a commodity or a product which has a market value. The second perspective is the satisfaction derived from the goods related to their socially constructed meanings. Right? So every object that you buy in the market has a meaning. By meaning, I'm not referring to the services it provides or what use it is of. It has a meaning, a social meaning, a cultural meaning. Once you buy it, your friends appreciate you. Once you buy it, your relatives are jealous of you. Right? So it gives you a status symbol. Third perspective is related to the consumption as a source of fantasy and pleasure. Now, how many times you have seen the advertisements of cars, right? And you have fantasized and you wondered, oh, wish I had the Mercedes-Benz or I had the Honda Jazz. Because that is how the car companies, they represent their cars. It is not just a product on which you can ride and you can go to places, right? The use of that car is transportation, which can be done by any car. A Maruti 800 is equally useful. But why would you buy a Honda Jazz or a Mercedes? Because you want to satisfy your fantasy. You want your pleasure. You're happy with a Maruti 800, but you want to be happier with a Mercedes Benz. And that is how advertisements are made. They target your fantasy, your pleasure, and the socially constructed meanings that you are going to derive after you buy a certain product. Let us now study about the different aspects of consumer culture. Consumer culture is built out of the identity of things, that is, objects. Objects acquire meanings, and everybody is a walking advertisement. The key issue of enjoying life in a consumer culture is by the consumption of goods and services. The consumer does not give money for just any product or service. The consumer reflects on some needs and desires in his or her purchase. Individual needs are influenced both by culture and personality. These needs are translated into wants, which coupled with the purchasing power become demands. So it begins with your need, and your need becomes your want, and then your want becomes your demand. That's how addictive consumer culture can be. So next time when you buy a product in a store or you order something online, make yourself aware if you are a victim or a conqueror of consumer culture. Of course, having said that, I must also say that consumer culture has had certain positive effects. Let us look into the positive impacts made by it. Consumer culture has resulted into more industrial production. It has resulted into a higher growth rate economy. Of course, there is more availability of goods and services. More advertising, since goods manufactured have to be sold. Increased production has resulted into more employment opportunities, right? If you now notice, of course, we are living in the height of consumer culture. There's so many young boys who are getting employed in Swiggy, in Ola, in Uber, also now Uber Eats, right? So all of these companies, they have increased the employment of students, of young girls and boys who would otherwise not get an opportunity. You can have a minimum degree, a graduation degree, and you can join these jobs, which is a good thing. Without these things, if you imagine 5 to 6 years back, it was difficult for graduates to find a job. But now it is easy for them to find a job in a shopping mall or any of these companies, or even to the startup companies which are offering fresh recruits, a fresh start in the careers. Of course, the other advantage is a variety of goods and services to choose from. You are lost for a choice, isn't it? When you go to a shopping mall, you want to buy a dress. Say you just want one salwar kameez, but there are thousands and thousands of the kind that you exactly want, and you're spoiled for choice. And actually, next time when you really go shopping, just think a little wisely and ask yourself, you have many products in front of you, but do you really have a choice? Consumer culture has many negative impacts. Some of them are: the craving for goods is high, the wants and desires of people increase. The better their income, the better their purchasing power. But in case they are not able to do so, they feel dissatisfied. One is always in a rat race to earn more and is forced to cope with stress and other work-related tensions. Crime rate has also increased as the desire to possess expensive gadgets have increased in people. Thefts have become common. You must have noticed that in recent times, crimes in urban areas have increased a lot. A few years back, if you remember, a man murdered a lady, literally hacked her to death in an ATM counter when she went early in the morning to withdraw money. And that man was a very poor village man. So why did he do that? It is the desire to possess the same kind of lifestyle that city people have. Recently, you must have seen there are numerous reports in newspapers of cell phones being snatched, chains being snatched by very young boys who are not really poor. They come from lower middle class families. They need not really steal from other people, but they are doing it because they want a better lifestyle. They want to have an iPhone too, but they cannot buy it. So what do? They snatch it from others. You may also notice that consumer culture affects our personal relationships. People are always so busy trying to buy things that will improve their standards or maintain their standards of living in society. It is always, as you see, about impressing others. What will others say if you buy a certain product? How will others appreciate you if you decorate your house with expensive sofas and dining tables and chandeliers? Consumer culture has resulted in the importation of cheaper goods from other countries, and this has affected the growth of locally based manufacturing industries. Consumer culture is also depleting the natural resources of our country. Not just of our country, but any country, anywhere. If you see, consumer culture is gradually eating away into the original resources of the country, and every country is becoming a pawn into the hands of the corporations, the global corporations who have tied consumer culture with the strings. Literally, people are like puppets in a consumer culture. And yes, the greatest damage that consumer culture does is to our psychological health, our mental health. Consumer culture affects one's desires. And that means that if your desires are not fulfilled, it can lead you towards depression. Have you been ever sad when you could not buy your favorite cell phone or say an expensive lehenga that you saw online? And you've been sad for days that you could not buy it. And the moment you're able to get hold of some cash, you buy it and immediately you feel happy. You must remember that in contemporary times, consumer culture has made all of us very lonely. We are all alone in our own cells. So how do we satisfy? How do we make ourselves happy? Often we take recourse to shopping. We want to buy the things that we desire. And the moment you're not able to buy it, it makes you sad. And that sadness grows into depression. And the moment you're able to save some money, you want to buy that thing. You buy it and you're happy. After 7 days, you want to buy something new. So our happiness is directly related to the number of goods and objects that we can buy for us. Our mental health is dependent on the buying and selling of goods. We shall now study about what can control consumer culture. What are the factors that modulate consumer culture? Consumer culture is a dynamic phenomenon and it is changing day by day. The factors which could change consumer culture are mass production of goods, rapidly changing technology, international market, international brands, human behavior, and social factors. We shall first begin with the mass production of goods. Mass production is defined as the large production of goods. It introduces the idea of production of huge quantity of similar goods. Mass production strategies help in lowering the cost of the product, which ensures the coverage of large number of consumers. You can see in this visual the products like Parle-G and Coca-Cola. And you can see how they are being produced by companies in large numbers because the number of consumers are quite high and therefore they have to produce in large numbers to reduce the cost of production. We shall now move to the next factor, that is technology. Rapidly changing technology. Technology plays an important role in culture as well as in consumer culture. Advancement in technology has changed our life, society, and lifestyle. Technology, industry, and consumer culture are directly related because technology influences industrial activities, which subsequently influences consumer culture. You would say that this point is so obvious. Of course it is. Technology is what is ruling our lives currently. Without technology, it would not have been possible for me to sit here and deliver the lesson, right? And you will be consuming this lesson. So you are a consumer, you are my user. This lesson will be online. So is it clear to you? Are you able to understand how technology is influencing consumer culture? Let's move on to the next point. By using modern technology, consumers can get high quality products they need from top rated manufacturers by the click of a button, right? So you want an iPhone, not from India, you want it from USA because it is going to be a little cheaper. So what do? You go to the international website and you buy it directly from there. You might be sitting in a small village in India, but you have the access to the latest products being sold in first world countries just by the click of a button. This leads me to my next point, which is e-shopping. E-shopping and e-commerce are a part of developed technology which enhances and promotes purchase behavior. Nowadays, people invest their free time on social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, Tinder, and others. And every time you open your Facebook page, what do you see? Apart from the news feed and the latest news from your friends, you see advertisements, right? You see the advertisements of the goods that you like, the pages that you like. And of course, we are being always tracked by Google. So Google will know what you like and what you don't like, and they will show the advertisement of things that you are thinking of. And while you're on Facebook, you'll be shown an advertisement of a beautiful sari, or maybe a beautiful, a latest gadget, a pen drive, which looks amazing. Maybe you have 10 pen drives, but it does not matter. You want that particular pen drive, which has a certain color or a certain style or design. And you will buy it. Your mind will be diverted from the news to the products that are being advertised on Facebook. So you can understand the link: technology, social media, consumer culture. Now we shall move on to our next topic: foreign market and consumer culture. By definition, foreign market is a part of a nation's internal market, representing the mechanisms for issuing and trading securities of entities domiciled outside the nation. Foreign products and services are available in India now because of government policy. Foreign businessmen are ready to invest and want to create their own culture here. Multinational insurance companies, private international banking chains, food joint chains, and hospital chains are ready to merge with the national companies. Foreign market leads us to the concept of international brands. International brands are favorable because they are considered better in terms of quality. Brands define people's status. Every brand has their own success story and why they are symbolized as a status symbol. For example, Rolex is a famous watch brand. Reebok and Nike are famous shoe brands. All international brands create their own culture, which is related to the product quality, product management, and post-purchase service, and so on. You can see in the visual here a Rolex watch as well as a Reebok shoe. So you must remember that this watch is not just a watch that you have bought to observe time. You have bought it so that it acts as your status symbol. Your friends will be impressed. Your family members will think you're successful. If you buy a Reebok shoe or a power shoe by Bata, it will immediately lead to a kind of conversation among your friends and society about your status. You are buying Bata because you cannot afford Reebok. You're buying Reebok because you have more money, you are rich, hence more respectable. So you can understand how these brands are affecting the choices that you make in your everyday life. The next aspect that modulates consumer behavior is human behavior. Human behavior and personality play an important role in the purchase behavior of a consumer. People always purchase products according to their personality. Some people relate every product according to their status and profession. I'm sure you must have come across your friends or relatives who are obsessed with a certain product. They say that, no, this product is my identification. I will use only iPhone because this is what represents me. It's an identity marker for me. And they will never ever buy any other phone. And that is why you must have seen that whenever Apple launches a new phone, people will stand outside the store in freezing cold for hours together to be that first person to buy the Apple phone. Why? Because it's not the phone that matters, it's the company, it's the brand that matters. They identify themselves through brands, not by their actions or their behavior. Contemporary markets treat their products like real living beings, and they provide a product with identity and status symbol. They categorize products according to human need, want, and desire. The next aspect that modulates consumer behavior are social factors. Social factor plays an important role in product designing. Every big or small company divide and promote their products and services according to age, gender, education, income, region, and so on and so forth. People do not purchase any product, they purchase that product which talks about their status, their profession, and attitude. We have to understand the social factors in the context of contemporary consumer culture in India. India is a developing nation. Thus, new products introduced by capitalist nation becomes a fashion or consumer culture in India. For example, Indian people eating Italian food is a culture. E-shopping is a culture. Shopping with credit card is a culture. As well as shopping from mall is also a culture. By culture, we mean a certain way of life. Eating out is not only to satisfy your hunger, it is to satisfy your desire for a certain consumption-oriented lifestyle. You can come back and what do? You can take a picture and immediately you post it on Facebook. Isn't it? So your friends see and they comment, wow, you went to this restaurant, you went to Via Milano, oh, you went to the Taj. And naturally what it does, in your friend's point of view, you are a rich man, you are a successful man. Would you do the same if you were eating in a roadside dhaba? It's a point to think, please to think over. So, I must understand, just as shopping in a mall is also a culture, similarly, using 4G phone is a culture. Wearing sports brand is a culture. Branded fashion is a culture. Even eating popcorn in a movie hall is regarded as a culture. Do you really need to eat that popcorn, which cost about some 300 rupees? But you will eat, right? Because it is a part of watching the movie. Some people, sometimes they will feel incomplete if they don't have the popcorn or the chicken nuggets or the McDonald's fries or the Coca-Cola, because it all comes as a package. Going out from movie is not just watching the movie, it is experiencing a certain consumer-oriented lifestyle. Consumer culture is a culture of the consumer to follow a new trend or fashion, to purchase a product or service. In this culture, people are not bounded to any geographical area or any religion. People do things to satisfy their want and desires. Consumer culture is growing in India, especially after liberalization, privatization, and of course globalization. To sum up, you may know now that consumer culture has changed the world from mid-20th century, and with the development and advancement of technology, the world has changed further. Capitalist companies have helped in promoting consumer culture everywhere, whether in a developing or developed nations. I'm sure next time when you're having a hangout session with your friend, say at a KFC outlet or a McDonald's outlet, please try to understand that experience that you are having is being provided by a multinational corporation. So a corporation giant which is located in America is controlling your choices. In fact, I would not say they are controlling, but you are controlling them, because the goods and services that they are offering you are so attractive that you cannot say no. And you know that being associated with a certain brand is going to make you perceive as a successful person in society. we have come to the end of the lesson. For further reading, please look up into the links provided in the portal as well as go through the books provided as suggested reading. Thank you.